academics and social justice warriors should stay far away from fantasy.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Hey guys, Nathan Brandon Masters, Breakfast Club Wednesdays. This should be a very simple video. But it's not. I've been doing this all morning. I have a shoot to actually get to later today, and for some reason, my brain just won't let me do this video. So, it's all the stuff that I want to say, it's just jumbling up inside my head, and it's ridiculous because it's a simple video. But basically, the video is about academia and SJWs and fantasy. And I just think that academics and social justice warriors should stay far away from fantasy. If you don't like it and you have a problem with it, just leave it alone. It's not bothering you. And because the issue is forever and ever and ever, these people have taken fantasy and people who love fantasy and have tried to make us look like deviants and just bad people. Oh, you like sexy women. You're a deviant. No, I'm a heterosexual man. Oh, well, that makes you a deviant, right? Isn't that's what it is, right? So right now there's this artist, Frank Cho. And if you're into comic books, like I used to be huge into comic books. I actually write and draw comic books, actually. I have a company, Night Phoenix Press. You can check that out. But I basically am like so tired right now of hearing people do this outrage bullshit. And I know Marvel is in some ways using it to actually bolster sales on some of their books. I know that they're doing some of this stuff so that people will get mad, and then they will pull the book back, or pull the book, and it makes the book more valuable. I understand that. But one of the things is there's an artist named Frank Cho, and Frank Cho is known for drawing gorgeous women. That's his thing. He draws these beautiful women. And there was beautiful about Frank Cho. Frank Cho doesn't just draw the standard skinny comic book woman that you see all the time. He draws these fabulous women, various different sizes. Even if you look at his Wonder Woman, she's a big size woman. She's big, she's got some muscles, and she looks powerful. She doesn't look like skinny Wonder Woman you see. She looks like a powerful Amazon woman, which that fits her character. John Byrne was also an artist that drew Wonder Woman in kind of a powerful manner as well. But one of the things about Frank Cho is he's known for drawing beautiful women, and these social justice warriors, they do enough research to destroy you. That's their only thing, to do enough research to destroy you. And they know that he's known for this. So what happens is anytime he does a book, they come after him. And he's actually fighting back and saying, no, he does these things called outrage covers, where he will draw covers and draw things specifically to upset social justice warriors. A lot of these are commissions. So like, you commission him to draw something and you pay him, and he'll draw a special drawing for you. And this is something that he's been doing. It's really funny. And feminists are outraged at him drawing anything. There's a lot of things I can get into and I want to get into, but they always take me off track. So I'm just going to not do that because I only have a limited time, because I have to actually get dressed and everything. But I'm going to say this. I think people who read fantasy tend to be smarter people. They tend to be willing to question. They tend to be willing to think more. They tend to be definitely better at reading and comprehension, and I just think these are things that are not pleasing, particularly to social justice warriors, because one of their trademarks is that they don't like you to be able to argue against them. They don't like for you to be able to comprehend things. They don't like for you to be able to question them. And that includes the hyper-religious people. I throw them in the category too. And all those people have the same issue, and that issue is control. They want to control you. They want to control what you say, what you think, what you feel. They are unscientific, even though it's kind of funny that so many academics nowadays are unscientific and anti-science, which is no different than the ultra-right, ultra-religious right. It's no different than the SJWs, and a lot of the SJWs and a lot of the SJWs and the academics kind of they cross over. It's all the same thing. It's all control. If we don't like it, you can't like it, you can't see it, and you can't do it. And one of the hallmarks of my creativity has been creating things I want to see. And that's going to be something that's going to be taken away from you, from us. And this isn't like some kind of fear mongering. This is something that we see happening. The breakdown of having the ability to choose what you want to do, because on both sides you have authoritarians deciding what you can read, write, feel, see, what's best for you to think, and how you need to do XYZ thing. And I understand the idea that fantasy, the movies and things we see, I understand that these things can shape your thought process. But it's also your choice to watch these things. It's also your choice to read the books you want to read and see the things you want to see. I guess my overall thing is I'm tired of seeing outrage over shit that really has nothing to do with the people who are being outraged about it. Most of the people who are outraged at the sexy women in comics don't read comic books. They're not interested in comics. Most of the people who are outraged at video games don't play video games. Most of the people who are outraged at all these things don't do these things. It's just amazing the amount of people who are outraged at these fantasy elements are not interested in the fantasy elements. It's just like whether it's the hyper-religious people who are trying to stop D&D back in the day. And it's kind of funny because all these things, and the reason I say all these people are the same is because all of the things that I'm into, one of these people have tried to disrupt. Back in the day when I was in high school, I used to play D&D, which opened the doors to role-playing games in general. So I think I've played all the major ones: D&D, Heroes Unlimited, Champions, all those games. We really got into the superhero games later on because that was my big thing. But we did play in the Palladium universe. I went to a comic book convention, and Mayfair Games. They were running a role play event for this thing they had called Chill. It was a horror game called Chill, and I won the most valuable player, the MVP for that, and I actually got to win one of the books. So this is stuff I've been into for years. And the overall fact, because what they always try to play it as is, oh, you men are just mad this is being taken from you. Well, yeah. Not because we hate women or we just want to be misogynist, but you're literally destroying something just to destroy it. You're not destroying it so you could say, we want to destroy this and rebuild it so we could have it too, because if you were doing that, you would just get involved with the process. Social justice warriors simply don't want the shit to exist unless it's giving a social justice style message. And don't give me the diversity bullshit, because you can have diversity while you have the other things. The best example I could give to this is myself. I want to see more black superheroes, and I want to see them presented in a certain way. And I want to see stories about certain things. So I just started creating those stories and creating those heroes and creating the things I want to see. Now I know people will say, well, everybody's not creative like that. Yeah, but even the ones that are don't produce it. Because when you've been told you're a victim, you don't produce. You don't believe you can produce. You don't believe it's possible. You don't believe you can do anything because someone told you you were a victim. So anything you create will fail. So if you believe anything you create will fail, you'll never create anything because you believe that it will fail. And I think that's my overall problem with social justice warriors and academics and people of that nature. They don't participate in the community. You know, and I'm going to end with this because this is already going too long, and I know it's going to take me at least 30 minutes to edit this, so I don't want to be late because like I said, I started this early in the morning. I started this like around 9 o'clock, and I just couldn't get this thing done. But I'm going to leave you with this. The best thing is watching the video of Feminist playing Grand Theft Auto. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen because these women are obviously having fun playing this game. And the first thing they do, and I've made this point before I think in other videos, the first thing they do is do all the things that they tell you this is a thing you can do in this game. You can do bad things to women. The first thing that they do in an open world game is, now, hold on, let me say this. I'm pretty sure that BuzzFeed edited these parts, and this is the thing they wanted you to see, is that you can do this in the game, that everybody knew you could do. But the way it seemed, it's like the women that were, when they were doing the stuff, they were enjoying it. This is like any totalitarian ideology. It's like when you get to kind of go against the system, you kind of go and do it, and you enjoy doing it because it's kind of taboo. So you got these feminists who are kind of going against the system. They're kind of doing this thing that's taboo. They're playing around with these men's video games. Oh, these men and their video games, and we get to toy around with them. It's like, it's a video game. Anybody could buy it, and you could actually enjoy the whole open world session of it if you chose to, but you don't want to, so that's fine. But you're also angry at other people for doing it when they're not really bothering you. And one of my biggest issues is, and people know I feel this way, you can say, stop being an asshole, stop being a dick, but overall, stop bothering people. Leave people alone. People aren't bothering you. If they're not bothering you, leave them alone. Our society now has become this society where we like to mess with people for no reason. And then we get mad when they strike back. And the cry bully SJWs are the best at it. The best at messing with people. And then when people come at them, they go, oh, I'm being harassed. Never mind this harassment I did to the other person. Think about my harassment. Me harassing the other person, well, they're bad. They read comic books and play video games. Obviously, they're bad people. So, a lot of this is simplification. And like I said, it's all jumbled in my head because, I guess it's anything to make me have a hard time, I guess. It is what it is. But hopefully that made some sense. I may actually, if I get home early enough, I may redo this video so it makes more sense and everything. And so you might get 2 videos from me today, depending on whether I get home early enough. All right, guys. So Bionic Dance is up tomorrow. You guys take it easy. And
my love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a